And as someone that teaches yoga and runs a successful business and teacher trainings, you embody the qualities of someone who has quite an expansive aura with a tremendous ability to manifest your dreams into reality. What causes your aura to be out of balance?
The things that my auric field are most sensitive to would have to be electromagnetic pollution. And I find that that's becoming stronger every day with the amount of time that we're required to be on the computer or have to be addressing inquiries on the phone, and also the increase of mobile telephone towers and the high voltage power lines as well. And in addition to that, shopping centres I find are quite bombarding with all the fluorescent lights, lack of fresh air. So it's interesting. It's very environmental for me as what can upset my aura these days.
And what do you do about it?
So basically I make sure that I get out in a nice natural setting at least once a week. So whether that's a beautiful bushwalk through the forest, a swim in a natural swimming hole up in the mountains, or get down to the ocean for sunrise and a little bit of hydrotherapy in the ocean, I find that's the best way to recharge the aura. But on a daily basis, a shower, water will cleanse your aura. Also, I have a little EMF protector, which has helped a great deal. And, of course, Kundalini Yoga. And eating good, clean, organic food and doing your meditation, regular practice of meditation.
Definitely, definitely. I mean, I know one of the simple techniques that works well for me when I'm either seeing patients or I've been lecturing all day is to make sure I wash my hands between clients. In fact, I do this every time I get home to disconnect from the outside world. And as someone that works very closely with patients every day, do you have a ritual that you do that helps you disconnect from other people's energy? I mean, I know you talked about a shower, but I also mean energy, you know, not taking on other people's emotions or even mental states. Do you have any rituals or do you have any little tips that you can share?
Yeah, absolutely. I always think that first just by wearing white will help protect you, and it expands your auric field to its full capacity, which should be about 9 feet in all directions according to the Kundalini trainings. But in addition to that, at the end of the day, after a shower, I like to wind down with some very gentle working in exercises. So working with my breath, you know, doing maybe 20 repetitions of a very slow cobra, inhaling up, exhaling down, some pelvic lifts. So I work through each chakra and do about 10 to 15 reps of very slow Kundalini posture to support the rebalance of those chakras, which then are projected into my auric field.
That's right. And a lot of what we learn in Kundalini Yoga explains that we teach a lot from our aura. And it's emphasized a lot more in the Kundalini Yoga tradition than it is in any other yoga tradition. Tell us more about that in terms of communicating with our projection and holding that space.
Absolutely. With Kundalini Yoga, we come from a space of deep sensitivity, and so we never address a student by their name, and we never physically adjust a student in a posture. So we direct by verbal cues, and we direct by physical demonstration. And then after that, you're basically holding space with your energetic body for the people to come in and be uplifted themselves into that space. So it's very important as a Kundalini teacher that you have a strong daily spiritual practice so that when people do come to sit in this space, your aura is expansive enough to hold them. Otherwise, you're going to feel absolutely wiped out the next day after you teach a class. So the stronger the aura of the teacher, the more presence that can be held for the students to sit in.
Absolutely. In fact, holding the space for classes is a big thing. When I first started holding the space, I remember I became a yoga teacher, an energy healer and a celebrant all at the same time. And holding the space was something that was very foreign to me because it's a subtle body thing. It's an energetic space. It's not necessarily something that's even physical or tangible. And I guess the only way that I can explain it to people is when you walk into a room and you're in someone's presence and you instantly feel calm. And you can think of it in the opposite way as well, like when you see someone and they instantly frazzle you with their energy. So
Absolutely.
I had to learn to hold the space. But in order to do that, I had to learn to manage my energy. So initially, and I see this a lot with students that I lecture that become my one-on-one clients, and they'll say, I've just finished my teacher training and I want to get ready to teach 20 classes a week. And I'm horrified, and I say, whoa, start with 5. Or sometimes people will come to me and they'll say, I've just started a business venture. I need to be able to pull in $1,000 a week for this to work. And I say, yeah, but can you hold the space for, say, $500 a week? Start with something that is already, work that muscle, energize that muscle. When I first officiated my first wedding, or I can't remember if it was when I held my first workshop, which was about 100 people, or it might have been the first wedding that was 500 people. I remember having to drive away to the next beach down the road, and I physically vomited. And yeah, it was so much for me because I wasn't grounded enough to be able to hold that energetic space. So in many ways, I was very much in my head, not in my human form, and projecting what I wanted out there, but not being grounded enough to simply hold that space.